আমি hanode Shri Atumi Suase, Western Sumi Hoho, and HI Nagaland News Network want to speak to him about the LAMHAINAMDI-KIYEVI incidents that keep occurring because of border dispute. So, sir, thank you for speaking to Nagaland News Network. Sir, can you tell us what is the status now? This happens time and again, the fights, the dispute. So, can you tell us from the Western Sumi Hoho side, so what is exactly happening?
Thank you for having me. This is a very old story, as you have stated. The problem is between actually two villages, LAMHAINAMDI and KIYEVI, and it is not a tribal issue. But unfortunately, it has flared up to this level because the people in authority have not been able to address this issue. So this has caused tension, and this has flared up the issue. So far as the semis are concerned, we have all documents supporting our claim.
By MH10, they have decided to
Right from the British Raj till date.
By MH10, they have decided to
And
received to
it is
tigers.
Our dream, and it is our vision, that this issue should be resolved amicably. And so, and as per the law, so we have been pressing the government off and on various times. Fortunately, the government has issued various orders, but it has failed to implement its orders. For this issue, the Simi Hoho, Western Simi Hoho, during the time of our late President Dr. Kakhato, met with the Commissioner, Nagaland, met with the Home Minister, met with the Chief Minister, and committee, cabinet committee, which is the highest body, was constituted. But in spite of all these actions, the actual judgment and the actual decision on the ground was not practical, because the government has issued status quo, to maintain status quo. That is one. So status quo is not maintained as of now. It is the government order to maintain status quo. So now who is the party to be blamed if status quo is not maintained? That is number one. Second, the government has issued eviction order. But unfortunately, development is going on in spite of the eviction order. This is where the Simis have become restless. So last time, the last incidents, this month only, occurred because the youth front of the Simi Hoho placed an ultimatum to the government, which was totally ignored. So just to show resentment, they decided to go and show their displeasure. They went there without any arms, but when firing started, it aggravated the mob. Since it was a mob thing, so it aggravated the mob, and unfortunately several houses were burnt. In spite of the tense situation, the condition still remains the same. The government is still quiet. So that is where we are.
What do you think is, why do you think is the delay from the government side? What is holding them back? I mean, should we lose more lives? Should more houses be gutted, in all these disputes? Why, in your opinion, or from the Western Sumi side, what is the delay? What is the cause of the delay?
I think the government is not sincere. Otherwise, that is not a big issue. If the government is sincere, this should have been solved a long time back. But the longer it takes, the bigger the problem. And as I've been telling you, earlier on, it was only a dispute between two villages. Now it is coming up to a tribal issue,
First match, MH
which is
versus
growing,
Tigers.
and maybe
Toss won by
it may
MH Red.
expand
They have decided
further
to
on
siren ball
if
received to Elite Tigers.
remedy is not provided. No, so we hope and think that the government will come to its senses and take the right decision to resolve this issue. Tokshe is also another unique issue.
Please, can you elaborate a bit on that?
Tokshe village is Yamkyung. So it is actually a Yamkyung village. And it was co-founded with the Semas. The Semas, I think, comprises of around 13 to 15 houses. So being a Yamkyung village, all activities, all business are conducted in Yamchungur language. So especially Nagas, as we are all 100% Christians, especially for worship, the Simi community, they had this problem. They wanted to have their own church. So since it was the jurisdiction of the Yamchungers, the Western Simi Ho approached the Tokshe village GB, because at the most we could do was to request an appeal. Since it is not our jurisdiction, we cannot enforce. So we requested Tokshe chief. He was kind enough to give a plot of land for the church, and the church was constructed. But unfortunately, instead of having the name Sumi Baptist Church Tokshe village, the fellow who is creating the trouble named the church as Sumi Baptist School Vikao. That means another village. So within the same jurisdiction, so it was the Simi, Western Simi, who objected to the name. So we wanted the name removed and have the two communities, the Yamchungar and the Simi, to peacefully coexist. But sometimes people are very adamant. They go out of control. So this unfortunate incident has happened. For us, the Western Simi Ho, we have decided, since Tokshe village is a Yamchungar village, any decision within the village should be in the discretion of the Tokshe village council. Since it is their jurisdiction, they have the authority to do that. So, but unfortunately, since there are Simis and this involvement has come up, we are trying to pacify things.
What exactly happened? Any casualty, any injuries, severe critical injuries?
There was nothing as such, no physical confrontation. We ordered that the signboard, Simi Baptist Church Vikaho, to be removed. It should be Simi Baptist Church Tokshe. So that is where our stand is.
What he had said is that the government is delaying in resolving the matter between LAMHAINAMDI and KV village, which is the Peren Chumukitima border. And this issue has been going on, and it is high time, he said, that this issue is resolved. Many incidences that have occurred is due to delay from the government side.